Hello, hello. Welcome to Your Pretty Pennies with Tara Jones. I'm Tara Jones, your financial success coach and financial goal setting strategist, and I help individuals just like you use their income to manifest the lifestyle that they desire. Tonight we are talking about the 5 steps you need to take in order to pay off your auto loan quickly and with less interest, right? So we all about saving some coin and also getting out of debt as quickly as possible. And for the month of February, I am on a mission to help you pay off your different types of debt that you have in your name so you can go forth and manifest the lifestyle that you desire, get out of debt, soar higher, move quicker because you are lighter, aka you have less monthly payments, you are able to do more, right, with your income. So if that sounds like you, if that interests you, if you are ready to use your income to manifest the lifestyle you desire, I highly suggest for you to click the link in the description. That is the link to the more information on the Financial Reset, which is my online academy, and it comes with 6 Q&A sessions and also a private Facebook community that will help you achieve your financial goals, whether that's mastering your money, budgeting, savings, debt repayment, how to pay for insurance, building savings, all of that. We go through all of that in the Financial Reset. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But today I am going to be talking about auto loans and auto payments. And I must say, this is a caveat. We are not talking about auto loans in like debt and collections. If you are repossessed, that is an auto loan that's in collections technically. That is going to be on a separate live stream. This live stream, the 5 steps that I'm giving you, is for those that are live and active. You are in good standing, or you might be behind a payment or two, but you're trying to get caught up. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so first I must give a warning that I do not condone auto loans. Like, if you know me, if you know our YPP community, we are trying to leverage debt, not allow it to sabotage us and sink us and keep us in bondage. And so one of the things that I always say is auto loans is not a very good investment, right? It's not a very good use of your lines of credit, because as you continue to pay on them every month, the car continue to depreciate, and also so does your interest in the car, right? We as millennials, we as in 2030s, 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings, let's be clear, we have a low, what is that called? A low attention span. Like, we want something new every couple of years, right? And so with that being said, why do you want to keep paying for a car that you absolutely hate? I would rather have a car that I do not like, that I'm ready to get rid of. I'm ready to get in something new that's already mine, and I can just trade it, pay cash, save up some cash, trade it in, or, sell it, use that cash to get something else, than to be stuck in an auto loan. Right? So that's one thing I always tell people. Unless you have the income that can back up that financial risk and that depreciating asset, just save up cash and buy your car with cash, right? So that's just one thing I wanted to say. But just quickly, auto loans are very unique in the sense that they are installment loans, or just like they're the same type of loan as like mortgages, as what's another installment loan? Student loans is a installment loan, which means you pay the same amount every month, and typically you have the same interest rate. It's not variable, it's like the same amount. So when you sign the contract for your auto loan, it was at 7%. Or 6% or 8%. Some have 10, 12%. It's very high, right? But you know exactly what you need to pay every month. Unlike credit card debt, it's not revolving. Which means like it can vary based on what you spend. It's like you have a set amount for a number of months that you have to pay. And so, auto loan companies, whether it's your bank, whether it's a bank or a credit union or a finance company or dealership, they have financial departments that is backing your auto loan. Most of them make it very hard for you to pay off your auto loan quickly, because that's where they make their money on you, right? So they make their money on that 5% interest, that 7% interest, that 10% interest. So it's very hard. They make it very hard, and they kind of put some stipulations and some loops in there for you to pay off your auto loan. So the first thing that we're going to do is, before we start paying off debt, if you're not new to me, if you know me, the first thing I'm going to tell you, do what? Get your mind right. You have to have a winning mindset in order to pay off debt. I've paid off over $60,000 in 2 years, in less than 2 years, and I've been debt free since 2014, and I'm staying that way, right? Like, you have to have a mindset that backs it up. You have to create a financial plan. You have to create a financial vision for yourself. And we do all of that inside the Financial Reset. So if you need more help with that, definitely click the link in the description, because I have you covered. That's the first thing that we do in week 1 of the Financial Reset that opens in March. I was just sharing it out to my groups. But yeah, so you have to, that's step number 1. Get your financial mindset in order. Create a vision statement for your life and for your finances. And then also create a financial plan, right? So you can start aligning your finances, aligning your habits, aligning your mindset, the way you manage money with debt freedom, right? So that's the first thing. And if you need some help with that, you can go back into my videos. I talk about creating a financial vision. I talk about creating a personal vision statement, having a mindset to pay off debt. That's one of the things that I started off with this month, is talking about the mindset that you need in order to pay off debt. So go back and look at that, because that is very, very important. Number 2. And this is where it's going to start. The active process is going to start. The first thing you need to do is, which is number 2, is call the bank or your car loan company and ask them 2 questions. Number 1, I hope y'all got y'all notes, got y'all pen and y'all paper. Write this down. Number 1, ask them, is there a penalty for paying your car off early? And if it is, what is the amount or the percentage, however they do it? That's number 1. Then number 2, do they accept principal-only payments? And if they do, what is the process for submitting principal-only payments, right? So write that down, because that's good. Because what is happening is most auto loan companies require you to delegate or to specifically say that your second payment is for principal only. This is key in order to paying off debt, paying off your auto loan quicker, is to start making principal only payments outside of your monthly payment. So what we're going to do from here on out, every month, you're going to send in your amount. So let's say if your monthly installment, your monthly payment is $225, right? So you'll send that like normal, and that'll just be your normal monthly payment. And then you're going to make an extra payment towards your auto loan, but it's going to be a whole separate check, a whole separate transfer, wire transfer, debit transfer, however you do it, electronic transfer, however you do it, however you end up sending in your stuff. It's going to be a whole separate payment, and it needs to say principal only. So they know to apply it to the principal and not to your interest, right? That is the key to paying off your auto loan debt very quickly. And some will not allow this. I'm gonna let you know right now. Some banks, mostly you see this with banks and credit unions, because again, they like the interest. That's where they get their bread and butter from. For you taking those 60 months to pay off that auto loan, they get some money off of that from the interest rate, right? And so what the key is that if you are paying principal only payments, you are paying less interest over time, and then they're getting less money. And so they make you sometimes jump through so many hoops in order to do this. So therefore, if they do not allow principal only payments, here are your 2 options. Write this down. Number 1, refinance with a different car company or a bank or credit union. Go shop around. It does not ding your credit score. These are soft inquiries. So therefore, it does not ding your credit score. But find someone. Start looking up. Ask your friends and family, who do you shop with? Who is your auto loan through? Call them up and say, hey, I'm looking to refinance my auto loan. Before I give you any information, do you allow principal only payments? And do you have a penalty for early payoff? And once you get to the one that says, no, we don't charge you extra, or we do charge you extra, it might be an extra $1,000 for mine. When I did Huntington Bank for my second car, it was a penalty. It was a couple thousand. That was fine because I was ready to get it from under me, right? So I just sucked it up. But I was able to make principal only payments as well, right? So anyway, if they accept principal only payments, go with them. And they can get you a lower interest rate. Hopefully, if your credit score is better, you get a lower interest rate. If they offer you one that has a high interest rate but principal only payments, don't do it. Your second option, if that's your case, if you don't have good credit or you don't have better credit than what you have and your interest rate is higher, if they offer you a higher interest rate, don't go with it. Just do this next option. The next option for you, if your company does not offer principal only payments and you cannot get a refinance that's lower interest than what you have now, do this option. Open up another savings account and pay yourself those principal only payments to that savings account. And this is going to require some discipline, but I know you got this, right? You got this. You are ready to pay off debt. You are ready for your financial breakthrough. You are ready to get this auto loan from under you. You are ready to own the title of your car that you've been spending your hard-earned money paying every month, right? You are ready for home ownership. You got this, right? So you're going to pay yourself the amount that you would have paid in principal only payments if your company, if the auto loan company would have accepted a principal only payment. You're going to put it in a savings account. And once you have enough to where you can pay off your car in full, you're going to send that money in, right? You're going to pay it off in full, even if there is a small penalty. All right. So let me know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Say, yep, I'm with you. Got it. Good. All right. So step number 3. So step number 1, get your mind right. Again, go back to that mindset video on yourprettypennies.com and watch that. How to get your mindset ready for paying off debt. Number 2 is what are we going to do? Call the auto loan company and ask them 2 questions. Number 1, do they have a penalty for paying off debt or paying off your auto loan quickly? And number 2, do they accept principal only payments? And if they do, remember that you have to separate them. You have to separate your payments. The way to pay off your auto loan debt quickly is to continue to do your monthly payment, but then also pay an extra payment every month that goes towards principal. Your original payment is going to be a little bit towards principal and a little bit towards interest. But your principal only payment is going to go 100% to principal. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip. I wasn't even going to talk about this. I was going to save this for my girls inside the financial reset. But I'm going to give you this bonus. All right. I'm going to need you to lean in. Lean in. All right. If you pay your monthly payment, like if you pay $250 or $225 a month for your auto loan, like normal, the one that you got to pay every month. If you pay that before your due date, more money goes towards principal than interest. Most people don't know this, right? Even financial gurus don't know this. Like literally, I had to find this out from the bank. And I've actually called around several banks asking questions just for you. Did the research just for you because I heard that a couple of years ago. And not many people believe it. But then I called 4 banks and 1 car finance company just to kind of have like a variety. And all of them say the same thing. So for example, if your payment is due every month on the 15th, if you pay it on the 1st of the month, your more of that $225, for example, will go towards principal and less towards interest. But if you pay on time on the 15th, about half will go, or maybe like 60-40. 60 will go to interest, 40 will go to principal. If you pay late, like 80% will go to interest and 20% to principal. Most people don't know that because they think, okay, the payment's on time. I'm not incurring any extra interest rates, whatever. But they don't know that if you pay ahead of your due date, you get more paid onto your principal, which means what? You pay less interest over time. That's a word. That's a key. Let me know y'all rocking with me. Let me know when y'all pay y'all student loans starting next month. Y'all gonna be paying early because paying early is better than on time. And of course, paying on time is better than late, right? We all about saving as much coin over the course of the payoff. All right. So number 3 is what? we should know this. Create your monthly budget so you will know your disposable income amount. How much you bring in minus how much you have to live off of equals your disposable income. That's how much you have extra after you pay like your living expenses so you can pay off your auto loan quicker. That's going to be the amount of money that can be the principal only payment that you send in. So you're going to need to calculate that. So if you have not created your monthly budget, shame on you. I'm tapping you on your hand like I do my 8-year-old, because we already know this, right? When we create monthly budgets each and every month. We live by them because we are planners. We are financial stewards of our money, right? And so that is the key. Create your monthly budget so you'll know how much you have to play with. You'll know how much you have to pay that principal only amount, whether it's to yourself in a savings account or to that auto loan company, right? So again, it shows you clearly your income and your expenses. And that leads right into number 4. What are the 4 and 5? What are the 2 things that expedites your payoff? Increasing your income, number 4. Decreasing your expenses, number 5. You're going to see a theme because I'm going to have to drill that in your head. Increasing your income was literally the single-handedly thing. Come on, girl. Come on, grammar. Was literally single-handedly the best thing that I did, and that expedited my payoff outside of getting my money right to pay off debt. Because the more money you have to pay on that principal each month, the more it gets knocked down and the quicker your payoff and the less interest you incur. So literally increasing your income should be your focus if debt freedom is your goal. When I was getting out of debt, like I said, before I even built the Your Pretty Pennies brand, I was already monetizing my gifts, my talents, my abilities. I was able to budget really good because I got myself out of debt. I was getting myself out of debt. I knew I was just a master at numbers, always had an affinity for numbers. And so when I went to school and got my finance degree, I monetized that. I didn't have a full-blown business with no LLC and all that. The IRS don't come knocking until after you make a certain amount of money. So if you make an extra $500 a month and throw that on there, you don't have to report that to the IRS. Well, let's say if you make an extra $497, you don't have to report that to the IRS. Once you get above $500, you technically should, but I ain't gonna say nothing if that's your business. But anyway, make some extra cash on the side, pay that off really quick. Again, I was doing budget reviews and analysis. I started extreme couponing and selling my stockpile before I realized that was illegal. But yeah, and I was getting free money back from that. I was teaching couponing classes on the weekends, teaching people how to just coupon for their own families and their own lifestyle. And also I was doing everything I could to make some extra money because I was that determined to rid my life of debt freedom. So like I said in the video earlier today, so I can soar higher, I can start seizing opportunities that's for me. A lot of us get caught up in this quote that said, oh, what's for me is for me, it can't be taken away. It absolutely can. If you are not a financial steward, if you are not managing your finances and your resources properly, things that were meant for you, opportunities that was meant for you, trips, abundance, everything that's doors that were meant for you to walk through can be closed because you aren't doing your part, right? And if you are ready to do your part, meet me inside the Financial Reset. Click that link in the description box. But the single-handedly best thing that I did was increase my income. And number 5, decrease your expenses. And like I said last night, I'm not talking about them coffees and clipping coupons. I did a video on why I stopped clipping coupons and I started creating income streams because, sis, that is not going to do it. Extra $40 a month is not what you're looking for. You're looking for them habits. You're looking for those things that you are spending $200 a month on. $150, $300 a month. And we all have that one thing. For some people, that's shopping addiction, going into Target. Some people eat their emotions. Some people shop their emotions away, got, shopping habits. Some people allow people to borrow money even though they are not where they need to be financially. They have just a bleeding heart to where they can't say no to family and friends, and they pick up on that. Family and friends will pick up on that and ask you for money. And before you know it, you out of hundreds of dollars a month, right? We ain't doing that no more. Nope. Your money is allocated. Once you create your monthly budget and you allocate that money, all your extra disposable income is going towards debt. You don't have any extra money. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to put your mask on first in this season. If you've been looking for a sign to say no, here is your sign. If you want debt freedom, if you want to change, if you want to start investing in your future, no longer can you start putting on everybody else's mask before yours. My pastor always say, other people's urgency is not your emergency, right? So if somebody's in a financial bind, and they need something, I don't know why the Holy Spirit is telling me to talk about this, but it's somebody that needs to hear this, obviously, because this wasn't even my notes. But if somebody is in need of something, you can give them the resources, the tools, the strategies, send them to my page to get their money right. It is not always a wise thing to do to help them out of their rut. It's to save them immediately. Some people have to go through the struggle in order to overcome it. And you don't want to be the one who's enabling people, right? So again, I don't know why I'm just talking about that, but I'll let the Holy Spirit come forth and talk about that because somebody needs to hear it, right? So in this season, when you are paying off debt, like I said yesterday, there's 4 things that you're going to be focused on, especially if you're starting with auto loan payment. If you're starting with credit cards, go to the video that I posted yesterday. If you are starting with your auto loan, if that's the lowest payment amount that you have or the lowest debt amount that you have, start with that. And number 1, you're going to be doing giving. So you give 10% of everything you earn. And then saving some. Again, you should have $2,000 in savings so you can absorb a financial emergency as you are creating your debt repayment plan and going through the process. You don't want something to hold you up like, a flat tire, or if your child, went to the emergency room, you got a $500 bill, heaven forbid, we're going to cancel that. But whatever financial emergency that comes up, whenever life happens, you need to have some money in the bank to address it, right? We don't want to get thrown off our financial plan and mess up our momentum. So that's number 2. Number 3, living expenses. That's your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your insurance premiums, things like that, right? Things that you have to pay, your car note. That's included in your living expenses, right? All of that. And then number 4, your principal-only payments. Those are the 4 things you can use money for. Giving, so that's tithing or giving 10% to a local charity if you don't tithe, whatever the case is. Saving some money in the bank if you do not have at least $2,000. Once you get to $2,000, stop, and then put all the rest of your money towards those principal-only payments. Next, your living expenses. Again, the lower you can get those, the better. It's just temporary. This is not forever. It's just until you get out of debt. Remember, you can soar higher when you are lighter, which means when you are debt free. You can do more with less, right? And so that's what we're focused on. Temporary, giving up stuff temporarily so we can have as much money as we can possibly get in a month, squeeze all that out and throw it at our auto loan, right? And then number 4, principal only payments. And again, you need to hit up your auto loan company and say, hey, is there a penalty for me to pay off my car faster? Is it? How much? What's the percentage? Blah, blah, blah. If it's not, good. Number 2, do you accept principal-only payments? If so, how do I go about getting that to you? What methods do you suggest me to send it? Some auto loan companies really make you go through hoops. You can't even send it in to where you send in your normal payment. You have to send it in to either, you got to write a check and do a P.O. box and then send it to a whole other place in order to get your principal-only payments appropriately allocated. Again, they make their bread and butter off the interest rate of you. And if we're going to stop doing that, 2018, the year of financial breakthrough, we are maximizing our dollars and using our own money. We are not allowing people to benefit off of our money. All right. So if you don't have any questions, comments, aha moments, definitely drop them in the comments. I'm always in my comments. And as you know, I am opening the Financial Reset Online Academy and the support program here on February 20th. I'm so excited. From February 20th to March 1st, you can enroll. You can get in the private accountability group. And then after that, we will close the doors on March 2nd. The doors are closed and we start the first week of March. And for 6 weeks, we go through creating your financial plan so you can start paying off debt massively. So week 1, we talk about your financial vision, creating goals. Week 2, we talk about mastering your monthly budget. Week 3, we talk about savings, building savings. If you are having an issue with keeping money in savings, we always are good with just putting money in savings, right? But it's keeping it there is sometimes the hard part. I give you my tips and strategies more than what I give here on live stream, more than what I give on my complimentary videos. So if my videos serve you, just imagine what the paid content is. That's a word. Just imagine what coaching with me is like, right? And so week 3, we go over savings. Week 4, we go over debt repayment strategies that are advanced, that can help you move faster in your debt repayment, save you thousands a year off your debt repayment strategies. Week 5, credit rebuilding. Week 6, how to use insurance to cover your financial progress in your financial house. If that sounds like that is something that's good for you, if you are ready to invest your income into your financial future so you can become debt-free very, very quickly, definitely click the link in the bio and join the waitlist. The waitlist also gets a bonus, which is my money masterclass that I'm releasing next week. They get that complimentary, absolutely free. That's $197 value. You get it for absolutely free by joining the waitlist and being the first to enroll in the financial reset. It is a limited seating. And there's a limited enrollment because not only do you get the 6-week course, but you also get weekly Q&A calls to where I answer all of your questions. So as you go through the course, if you have questions, you get me live every Thursday for those 6 weeks. But then also you get accountability. I don't know why when we become adults, we get out of accountability with each other. We get out of community. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps our momentum up, our spirits up. When we feel defeated, when we feel like we can't do it, when the road gets long and tough and you in a year and a half, you in year 1 of paying off a large amount of debt and you're like, I'm just ready to give up. Everybody else around me are being normal and just putting everything on credit cards and just taking trips and ignoring their debt. And I'm trying to be debt free, but I feel like I can't do it. I feel like I'm the only one. Guess what? Your tribe and your private community can be like, no, we're doing it too. Keep going. Let's change this mindset. Let's change the story. Let's do something different, right? So you need accountability. You need an accountability group. You need cheerleaders that are cheering you on, surrounding yourself with people who are doing what you want to do. Oftentimes, we are not surrounded by people who are trying to achieve what we're trying to achieve, right? And so oftentimes we get defeated. We get this low mindset about whether or not it can happen, right? Especially if you hear people saying, well, I'm going to die with my debt, or, my student loan's just going to die with me, or my auto loan too much, I can't pay that, so I'm just going to pay the monthly payments. And then that starts mentally and subconsciously getting into your mindset, and you find yourself falling back on your financial plan. But instead, what you need to be around women and other people who are doing what you're doing on the same journey you on. And then also you have a coach that's a couple of steps ahead of you that can say, you know what, been there, done that, I already know how it feels. This is what you need to do. Oh, you're running into that roadblock. Oh, that auto loan company said this. This is what you say in response. Or, that debt and collections, that credit card debt said what? That credit card debt collector said what? No, this is how you handle that. Right? To get you unblocked so you don't stop and you don't get defeated. So your 2018 do not look like 2017 and your 2019 do not look like your 2018, right? If that sounds like it is interesting to you, definitely click the link in the description box. And you can find more information at bit.ly /the financial reset. The T, the F, and the R are capitalized. And join that wait list. Get the Reset Your Money Mindset Masterclass that is being released next week, but it'll be released for you for free. You'll get it sent right to your email inbox, all right? I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. Bye.